our State of the Union? How are we?
I would say the State of the Union is in decline. If you look at what's happening at our border, if you look at what's happening in communities with rising crime rates, if you look at the issue of the economy and people suffering through increased inflation, higher fuel prices, higher grocery prices, if you look at national security, the threats from China, all of those things are on people's minds, and they're big issues for people because they worry quite a bit about that, not just for themselves today, but for their children and the future.
So a lot of American citizens are wondering, how do we resolve all these issues if we can't act in a bipartisan way? What is it going to take to go forward?
Well, listen, the House has passed a number of very, very meaningful pieces of legislation. So what we'd like to see is that the Senate take those bills up, that the President actually engage in the policy initiatives that need to happen to secure our border. I would argue that he has executive branch power right now to act. He's put in place 64 executive orders, he and Secretary Mayorkas, that have weakened the border. He could tomorrow rescind those executive orders. He could tomorrow declare a national emergency at the border and shut the border down so that we can actually get things done. He could tomorrow open up American energy production that would bring down energy costs. So there are multiple things that could be done that would follow the lead of the House and the legislation that we passed. So we would agree there's lots of bipartisan opportunities, and we would be glad to have discussions about how to bring down the cost of living, how to secure the border, how to do more to support this nation's defense, how to make sure that our nation is stronger in light of the threats from China and others.
And speaking of the economy,
Yes.
cost of living, if you look at it on papers, it looks positive in some respects, but American citizens are not feeling positive about the economy.
Well,
They're hurting. They don't believe it.
They're not. When they go to the gas pump and they see gas now, $3.50 a gallon plus, when they go to the grocery store and they see a 9% increase in the price of milk and the price of baby formula, they feel that this is a big impact on their budgets, and it is. They take their family out to a restaurant. They all of a sudden take a meal that before was $5 or $6, and now it's $12 to $15. So they feel it. And when somebody tells them, oh no, don't pay any attention to it, that these economic policies are working, that Bidenomics is somehow making things better, they take affront to that. They look at it and go, no, that's not the case, because we feel and see things differently. They see their paychecks don't go as far. They see the things that they've normally been used to, especially with grocery prices and with fuel prices going in the opposite direction. So I tell folks, you can take numbers and make them mean different things, but it's different when people are sensing in everyday life what the impact is on their family budgets, and it's very different than what some are purporting with these numbers as far as the economy.
What does the president need to do tonight?
I think the president tonight needs to clearly define how he is going to secure the border. I think he needs to rescind all 64 of these executive orders and put in place an emergency order to close the border until we can make sure that we are able to secure the border. I think, too, he needs to open up American energy production to be able to bring down energy costs. I think he needs to look at ways to rescind regulations to make things easier on businesses, to help them alleviate the pressures that they see in the cost of production. I think he needs to make sure that he strongly supports the United States military and all of our efforts there to deter China. All those things, I think, are incredibly important. He could tonight lay out that vision, and he could at least say he's going to work with Republicans on the bills that we have passed out of the House to move this nation forward.